Before this special episode comes to a close, we would like to honor political prisoner and freedom fighter Dr. Malutu Shakur. Dr. Malutu Shakur is a new African or black man whose primary work has been in the area of health. He is a doctor of acupuncture and was a co-founder and director of 2 institutions devoted to improving healthcare in the black community. Malutu was born on August 8, 1950 in Baltimore, Maryland as Jarrell Wayne Williams. At age 7, he moved to Jamaica, Queens, New York City with his mother and younger sister. His political and social consciousness began to develop early in his life. His mother suffered not only from being black and female, but was also blind. These elements constituted Shakur's first confrontation with the state, while assisting his mother to negotiate through the maze that made up the social service system. Through this experience, Shakur learned that the system did not operate in the interests of black people, and that black people must control the institutions that affect their lives. Since the age 16, Dr. Shakur has been a part of the New African Independence movement. As a part of this movement, Dr. Shakur has been a target of the illegal counterintelligence program carried out by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, also known as COINTELPRO. This was a secret police strategy used in the United States starting in the 1960s to destroy and neutralize progressive and revolutionary organizations. It is believed that Dr. Shakur's resistance to this program led to his arrest and trial. During the late 60s, Dr. Shakur was politically active and worked with the Revolutionary Action Movement, a black nationalist group that struggled for black self-determination and socialist change in America. He was a member of the Provisional Government of the Republic of New Africa, which endorsed the founding of an independent New African Republic and the establishment of an independent black state in the southern United States. Dr. Shakur also worked very closely with the Black Panther Party, supporting Lumumba and Zaid Shakur. In 1970, Dr. Shakur was employed by the Lincoln Detox Community Program as a political education instructor. His role evolved to include counseling and treatment of withdrawal symptoms with acupuncture. Dr. Shakur became certified and licensed to practice acupuncture in the state of California in 1976. Eventually, he became the program's assistant director and remained associated with the program until 1978. From 1978 to 1982, Dr. Shakur was the co-founder and co-director of the Black Acupuncture Advisory Association of North America and the Harlem Institute of Acupuncture, where, at Lincoln, Dr. Shakur had managed a detox program recognized as the largest and most effective of its kind by the National Institute of Drug Abuse, National Acupuncture Research Society, and the World Academic Society of Acupuncture. He continued his remarkable work and also treated thousands of poor and elderly patients who would otherwise have no access to the treatment of this type. Many community leaders, political activists, lawyers, and doctors were served by the Black Acupuncture Advisory Association of North America, and over 100 medical students were trained in the discipline of acupuncture. By the late 1970s, Dr. Shakur's work in acupuncture and drug detoxification was both nationally and internationally known, and he was invited to address members of the medical community around the world. Dr. Shakur lectured on his work at many medical conferences and was invited to the People's Republic of China. In addition, in his work for the Charles Cobb Commission for Racial Justice for the National Council of Churches, he developed their anti-drug program. Dr. Shakur has 5 biological children and several grandchildren who he maintains loving relationships with, despite his incarceration. He was an inspiration for many of the positive messages in his late adoptive son, Tupac's, musical work. Dr. Malutu Shakur remains behind the walls. For years before the indictment of Dr. Shakur was a target of the FBI and other police agencies and was subject to their illegal acts as he exercised his constitutional rights as an activist in the Black movement. Dr. Shakur received his 9th parole denial in January 2001 after being diagnosed with life-threatening bone cancer yet denied compassionate release. His lawsuit against the U.S. Parole Commission and the Bureau of Prisons for unjust denials was expedited and his clemency has been filed. If Dr. Shakur's story inspired you today, please visit malutushakur.com to read more about Dr. Shakur's case and struggle. You can also write a limit of 5 single-sided pages per envelope letter to the following address: Dr. Malutu Shakur, number 83205-012, FMC Lexington, P.O. Box 14500, Lexington, Kentucky, zip code 405